Jasmine. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me just like get this all situated up. Hey, believe in yourself. I see you, Servo. Hi. So let's just start off this live stream by me saying this. Working for a Japanese company is like being on a train and seeing a train wreck 500 miles away. You think it's not a big deal because there's more than enough time to course correct, and the majority of the people on board are university educated and brilliant. And then you realize passengers aren't allowed in the conductor's room. Oh, and this is the Shinkansen. So I've been living in Japan for 7 years, living and working in Japan, and I have so many stories, but let me just start this off by saying that I decided to make this, I'm still trying to get set up by the way, I decided to make this live stream or this video because, let me turn this off, because if you go to YouTube, you will not see many other YouTubers talking about their work experiences in Japan or Korea. And there is a big reason why, because they don't want to get sued. No, in Asia, they take like defamation very seriously. So it is very difficult to find real, like honest reviews on products or on services or on work experiences. So my way of getting around this is that the companies that I'm going to talk about, the stories that I have, are all, well, it's bankrupt, it's gone. So I think this should be okay. I've made videos about the stories that I'm going to say in today's video. I've made skits about them. Depending on the time situation, because this is going to be for an hour, depending on the time, will determine like how many stories I can tell. I'm really going to focus on one, because the other one is just like so frustrating. I'm probably going to be angry just recounting it. Yeah, so I'm going to save questions or like answering your comments like in between the stories and at the end. So again, thank you guys. Believe in yourself, Servo. Thank you guys so much. And also, please do not forget to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. And if you see me like looking kind of like weird, it's because I took notes. I want to tell you guys everything. I want you guys to get the whole setup of what it was really like working in this company. And again, let me make sure I got all my disclaimers out the way. I wrote down my disclaimers. Yeah, this is all my experience. So if you come to Japan, if you work in Japan, if you become an ALT in Japan, teach in Japan, whatever, most likely your experience is going to be different. So please don't think like every situation will be the same. Again, this company is bankrupt, it's gone. So I think I'm okay, I can talk about it. And besides, it's not really about the company, it's about my experience. Yeah, those are my two main disclaimers. Hey, Anthony Lures, can we see the gains? Ooh, maybe next, wait, maybe afterwards. Okay, so let's start. So where do I start? Okay. So, another thing is, yeah, I have notebooks. I have two specific notebooks, but I have other notebooks of just things that happen here in Japan while I'm working here that just like really frustrate me, and there's like not anything you can really do about it. And so I kind of summarize those into like little bits of pieces. Another one is, yeah, working in Japan is working beside a coworker you have lunch with almost every day for 2 years, talking about hobbies, interests, and sometimes meet outside of work for fun, but not knowing that they are married and have 3 kids. So I have summaries like this. I have so many, and I have full-blown stories. So again, I told this story before, but let's just jump into this story. So this was when I first came to Japan. I got a job as an ALT, and I did not know what ALT stood for until after I quit being an ALT. So I thought it was an assistant language, not assistant, I thought it was an alternative language teacher for the longest time. And people would say just like, what do you do? I'm an ALT. And everyone seemed to just understand it. And then for some reason, I just thought it was alternative language teacher. Until my friend told me, he said like, oh, what did you do? What was your first job in Japan? I said, I was ALT. He's like, oh, and what did you say? assistant language teacher. I'm just like, no, alternative language teacher. And then I thought about it, it didn't make sense. But the company that I worked for, it kind of just happened. So when I first came to Japan, I was volunteering, and a guy who was in the volunteering house, whatever, with me, he had a job, and he was going back to the US, and he offered me his job. So it kind of just happened. And I was kind of looking for a job, but not really. And yeah, he offered me his job, so I got to work there. So this company that I worked for, they told us there were very specific rules, but one of the big rules that they told us not to do is do not correct the Japanese English language teacher. So as an ALT, you go into the public schools, usually it's a public school, and you just basically follow the Japanese English language teacher, and whatever they tell you to do, you do. Sometimes they'll give you like leeway to make your own lesson plans, but that was really rarely the case, just in my experience. And I was an ALT maybe for just like 2 years. Yeah, but at this company, they specifically told us, try not to correct the Japanese English language teacher, like on the English part, like on the English, and especially not in front of the students. And I understood this because it's Japanese culture, you have to respect hierarchy, and they know their students. And yeah, we're just like these foreigners entering this job. We don't know the culture that well. We don't know the hierarchy system. So the company has said many times, try not to correct the Japanese English language teachers. So in this one school that I was teaching at, there was a guy, a Japanese English language teacher. He would write phrases on the board, and yeah, he would write phrases on the board, and he would have me go to each student one by one and practice the phrases on the board with that student. So there are about 35 students in the class, and the desks were all like very close together. So about 35 students, and the desks were all close together. He would write the phrases on the board, and I would have to say the phrases with the students, and the students would have to respond, usually using the vocabulary in the book or with their own answer, whatever. It was just practice, right? And then we would switch. So then they would ask me the questions on the board, and then I would respond, and it was the same thing over and over and over, back after back, of like with 35 students, and it was just so monotonous. It was annoying. So the teacher puts the phrase, "What blank do you like?" So what color do you like? What animal do you like? And what we gonna do on the board. So if you're a long-term enlightenizer, maybe you know this story, but like this really frustrated me. So you put these two phrases on the board, and my job was to go to each student, and I would have to ask, like, what color do you like, or what animal do you like? And then I had to say, what we gonna do? And then we would have to switch. So, sorry. So, yeah, so the teacher told the students that what we gonna do means doku iku, doko iku, which means like, where are you going, basically? And I'm just like, huh? That doesn't really translate. But like, who am I? Like, there's 35 students, and I can't really correct the teacher in front of the students. But yeah, so he told the students basically that the phrase what we gonna do means where are we going, and I'm thinking he's going to explain the phrases that he's going to correct his mistake, because it's an obvious mistake. Like, if you know gonna, you should know like going to, right? What are you going to do? And no, it doesn't mean like where are you going. And never wanted to be an ALT. If I was going to do it, I would only have wanted to work in a town hall. But I think you needed to have a much higher level of Japanese. Maybe. Yeah, let's see, where was I? Yeah, there was no space for me to correct the teacher, and especially in front of like the 35 students. And again, what's flying through my head is just like, because I've never taught before. My background is business development, so like I'm thinking I can't correct this guy, and yeah, he didn't correct me. So this is when like a piece of my this is why I remember it so clearly, because I felt like a piece of my soul just like detached and left my body. I had to practice with 35 students what we gonna do. And when the students would ask me, like, Jasmine-san, Jasmine Sensei, what we gonna do? I'm like, I don't know what we gonna do. I don't know what is this? And he said like doku iku. I'm just like, means where. He said where. So I'm trying to like practice the wrong phrase. And my grandmother, she is my inspiration for traveling. Both of her parents were teachers, I think, and she also taught English. She did something like English related in Morocco. And like I could see her, like I had a vision that day as I'm practicing with 35 kids. I had a vision. And in the vision, my grandmother came out of my soul and she like slapped me. Because like it was just soul wrenching to practice this like freaking wrong phrase, what we gonna do. Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing that? And by the way, that's not even the worst part of this story. It's like nowhere near the worst part of the story. It has a slang feel to it. Yeah, it does have a slang feel to it, but it doesn't mean dokoiku. It doesn't mean where are you going. It should be like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, right? Hi, Fire Star Eyes. Let's go bowling. There was no R. Exactly, Kaga. Yeah, Jasmine, chocolate geisha. I'm not the chocolate geisha. Yeah, so that's not the worst part of the story. We're far from that. I would be fired, soul detached, right, Anthony? So the worst part was towards the end of the year. So there's some time in between this. Let me just gather myself. Towards the end of the year, the teacher had the same setup again, but this time, because it was like the end of the year, the students would have to practice with me the same, not the same, but they would have to practice with me like in the same like style. So the teacher would write the phrases on the board, and it was an English test, so they had to fill out like the questions on the test, and then in between I would go to the desks one by one again, and I would have to ask them the phrases on the board and they would have to respond. But this time, so the first like whatever the times before, it was just practice, but this time they were getting graded on how they responded to me. And this time the teacher was with me, so both of us in these tiny like spaces between the desks, both of us would go with a clipboard, and I would ask the student the phrases on the board, and the teacher was right next to me just like grading how the student would like respond, and they're getting graded for this. So yeah, here we go. So the phrases that the teacher put on the board, the first one was, hi, I'm blank. So you're supposed to say your name, obviously. Hi, I'm Jasmine. The next one was, may I have your name, please? May I have you name, please? And the last one was, nice to meet you. So I would have to say this to the students, and the students would have to say this to me. Yeah, I thought he was, I always thought, like every single class where I had to do this, I always thought like, surely he's going to correct it, right? Like this is basic, like, may I have your name, right? But yeah, he never corrected. So yeah, may I have your name? I don't even know where is this relevant? Hi, I'm Jasmine. May I have your name, please? Even if it's like correct, may I have your name, please? Nice to meet you. Like, where would you say that? Would that be a restaurant? Like the waiter would say that to you, like in a restaurant, or I don't know. Like where would that be relevant? Hi, my name is Jasmine. May I have your name, please? Like, you would have to be the authority figure, right? So I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know. Yeah, but the worst part, it's not at the worst part yet. So the teacher had the audacity to give the students two ways of responding, two options to respond to the questions. The informal response, and he felt like so fancy. Oh, there's two ways you can, two questions you can ask in response to Jasmine. Informal is what we gonna do. So he brought that back. And I'm just like, oh no. I was like face palming, just like, what? That was relevant? Like, there's a connection there? And then the formal one is, what do you want to do? And to me, like, these seems just like writing mistakes, right? Like if you're typing or something like that, you may forget a to or an R or something like this. Like, what you gonna do? Or like, yeah. May I have you name, please? I understand, like, if we're writing, we may forget, like, a letter like that, right? But yeah, customer service, right? He's teaching them how to work in customer service. Um, yeah, but I don't know. He was writing with his hand, and it's just like, I don't understand why you can't. Yeah, but after that, yeah, then I would have to, yeah, I would have to ask the students, what do you do? And the teacher said, in order to save time, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm reading my notes out loud. But like, so to these two questions, the students would have to ask, and I would have to ask them. It's like, we have to go back and forth, right? So the teacher said like they can do the informal question or they can do the formal question, their choice. But to save time, all of the students must respond in the same way. So can you guys guess what is the answer that the teacher wanted all of the students to use to the question, what do you do? Oh yeah, he wanted them to. I'm so sorry. I'm messing up my notes because like my thoughts are everywhere. But like yeah, he wanted the students to ask, or he wanted me to ask the students, then switch. What do you do? But can you guys guess the response that he wanted all of the students to say to the question, what do you do? Like I don't even understand. Why is he asking? Why does he like? We wouldn't really ask a child, what do you do, right? Because it's obvious. They're a kid. They go to school, right? Like, but he wanted he wanted me to ask the students, what do you do? And he wanted the students to ask me, what do you do? And yes, can you guys guess what he wanted them to respond as? And it's not, I'm a student. Get that out of your head. Nope, this is Japan. It's not that. Sorry if this is my first time doing a live stream where I'm doing a story time. So please, you can offer me pointers, but I'm still waiting to hear, what do you guys think how does he want the students to respond to, what do you do? Customer service via telephone? Yeah, even correct, it's not natural. Yeah, it would be relevant if you were a cop. Yeah, they can be a cop in America. Like, was the teacher fluent? No, the teacher was not fluent in English. Like, none of the Japanese English teachers are fluent in English. Well, many people say English education in Japan is crap anyway. So it is, and I'm firsthand witness to that. I became used to leveraging my former employer's authority to protect myself. It was something I did to use to increase the efficiency of loading passengers. Ooh, okay. Do students study English at cram school, by the way? Yeah, sometimes. So the parents can choose what their kids will study at the cram school. I do English. I do English. That's better. That's better than what I'm about to say. My curiosity is very high now. Okay. So again, he wants me to ask the students, what do you do? And then the students will have to ask me, what do you do? And to save time, he told all of the students to respond to what do you do with enjoy playing. Yeah. Oh my God, like I'm getting tears in my eyes now. I'm just like, what the hell are you teaching these kids? What is he teaching them? So for 35 kids one-on-one with a teacher next to me, I had to say, what do you do? And the students had to say, enjoy playing. Enjoy playing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Sorry. Like, what is this? Yeah, and the worst part is they would ask me, what do you do? I would just respond with like, I'm a teacher, I'm a teacher, I'm a teacher, like that. Yeah, beer wreck on the road. Okay, no worries, Andy. My mouth just opened involuntarily. Yeah, enjoy playing, enjoy playing. Like, what? What is that? I don't even understand. I don't. This is Japanese English education for you. Like I have like a tear in my eye. So I was just like so frustrated. Like when he told me, believe in yourself, when he told me that, my mouth was just like, what? What? So, yeah. Oh, so, so after he explained though, let me back up. After he explained to the students, because he wrote all of these phrases on the board, and this is what they would have to say to me, and then I would have to say back to them, right? So there were just too many errors for me to just like not say something. And clearly saw, like I clearly heard my boss saying to me, just like try not to correct the Japanese English teachers. If you have to, if you must correct them, make sure it's in the teacher's room. But especially do not correct them in front of the students. I'm just like, hell no, no, I'm correcting this. This is too much, too much. So I decided to correct only one thing. And I was standing in the back of the classroom because there's nothing for me to do. Because I always just like stand in the back of the classroom as he's teaching because he doesn't really know how to utilize me. So I'm just like, this is way too much. So I slowly make my way up to the front of the classroom, like by his desk, because he's like in the center, like talking to the students about the test and telling them about the phrases and then having them all repeat after him. Repeat after me. What you gonna do? And the students are repeating. And then like after he finished repeating it, he got like the paper, like clipboard from the desk, and he gave it to me, and I was pretending like I was reading the board for the first time, just because I didn't want him to get like offended or anything, because we're not supposed to correct the Japanese English teachers, especially in front of the students. So when he came like to give me the clipboard, I was like this, like looking at the board, pretending like I saw it for the first time, just like, oh, there's a mistake right there. So, what do you want to do? It should actually be, what do you want to do? Something like that, right? Yeah, what do you want to do? I told him, like, it should be, what do you want to do? And he's just like, the worst part about it, like, to save face, he's just like, oh, yeah. So, and he said, like, in Japanese and English, he's like, writing fast. And then, like, he continued to, like, talk to the students while he was erasing the mistake, and he was like, you know, like making it look like, oh yeah, it's like a simple mistake. So he was talking to the students, and then he's like correcting it like this, and then he changed the sentence from, so originally the sentence was, what do you want to do? I told him it should be, what do you want to do? He erased the question, he changed it to, what do you to want to do? What do you two want to do? And I'm just like, mother fudger, like I just told you, like you just have to pay attention. So I have to correct him again in front of the students. And so like he put the chalk down, and then again I'm just like, oh actually it should be, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? It should be switched like that. And then he like looked, he's just like, oh okay. And then yeah, he erased it, and then he wrote it down. And yeah, like the whole demeanor just like changed after that, because like yeah, he was not like a really cool teacher to begin with. He was like a very serious and like very just like, I don't know, strict. And yeah, like the first time I think we could have played it off really well, like with the whole just like, oh by the way, and he's like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, oh by the way guys, don't forget to do this when you're talking to Jasmine. But like when I corrected him again, like the whole demeanor changed, and like when we were going to the students, like there's like a lot of space between us, and yeah, it's like such a small, like is his ego that high? That I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, he was frustrated with me. But yeah, with all of the students one by one, with him standing next to me, I had to say all of the other incorrect phrases. Yeah, so oh my god, it was the worst. Maybe that's why my English is just like so fucked up right now, because like I don't speak to natural English speakers so much. Native. See, I don't even know which word to use. I don't speak to native English speakers that much here in Japan. I usually speak to people whose second language is English. So I feel like my English has deteriorated a lot. I used to use big words a lot. Now I can't. You and the students are traumatized. Oh, yeah, definitely. You were saying enjoy playing, right? Yeah, just enjoy playing. What do you do? Enjoy playing. Oh god, enjoy playing. Are you able to change the lesson? No! Like, as an ALT, you are basically the Japanese English language teacher's slave. So I guess it depends on the school or the company or whatever. Like I've had one really good school, and actually some of the students found my friend's YouTube channel. They're just like, oh my gosh, it's Jasmine Sensei. And like I'm just like, yay, your English is good. Well, there was a few students that spoke English because they were like, their parents are from different countries. Oh, there's this Pakistani boy, he was amazing. Yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely traumatized. There's more. there's more. I think we have time for like another story, but I have so many, so many. Let me read to you like another, I don't know what to call them. I have, like I told you, when I get really frustrated, I write out the whole video, but I can't use them because lots of times I'm still working for the company. And then I just like write little snippets. So here's another one, like working in Japan. And there's full stories behind these. So if you guys want to know like the full story, just let me know. But working in Japan is your boss not having any contact with the company's customers, not knowing what the customers want, and refusing to listen to suggestions given by the employees who hear what the customers want every day. Yeah, this has happened to me in multiple companies, and then they went bankrupt. That's frustrating, but that's not even a good one because I can't elaborate so much. Yeah, let's see. I remember so he was teaching them the broken English we hear in the corner store or beauty supply shop in the hood. Yeah, exactly. I remember the first live stream I ever did, there were at first far too many young men wearing togas in a reclined position. One had no camera and was yelling, "Play at me!" Yeah, that's funny. What are you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys? Yeah. My English I speak is very basic. The majority of customers I spoke with on the phone knew many languages, English being the most recent, so simplicity became golden. Yeah, the worst part about it is I hate that a lot of these people, like, they try to get fancy with their English abilities. There's no reason. We speak really like simply, I think. Um, yeah. uh, I will most likely elaborate this one in a different video. I definitely said this one before, but working in Japan as a foreigner is your boss refusing to learn your name, using your colleagues who sit right next to you to relay information to you, and always calling you Gaijin-san. That happens. Actually, that happened at the school where I just told the previous story. Um, oh, and it's the same person too. Working in Japan as a black foreigner is the principal of the school you work at laughing in hysterics when the Okinawan gym teacher walks near you, and the principal realizing we're almost the same color. This is a full-blown story. I've said this one a long time ago when I first started teaching in Japan. Yeah, the principal though, he's the same one who refused to learn my name, but this guy was like, he was dying. He was like belly laughing, like crazy laughing. Oh my god, just like so loud in the hallways. And the Okinawan teacher, he's the gym teacher, and he looked kind of like embarrassed, and he's just like the principal, he was just like onajiro, like the same color, the same color. He was like laughing. And I'm just like, I wish I said something to the gym teacher because he looked kind of just like embarrassed. I wish I said, like, in my head, I was even thinking, I should have said like, kirei desho, like it's beautiful, right? And just smiled, because that teacher, the gym teacher, he was cool. But the other thing I notice is I feel like, because many people don't see like dark-skinned Japanese people, and there are so many dark-skinned Japanese people, especially like in the South area, like Okinawa and stuff like that. But I feel like even at the gym that I go to, I feel like darker Japanese people will kind of stay away from me because I guess they don't want that similarity. Just like, oh, we're basically the same color, we're almost the same color. Yeah, let's see. Guys, don't forget to like the video, please. It really helps. Definitely have seen that. Do you know foreigners making like 6 or 7 figures in Japan? I know foreigners that have their own businesses in Japan. 6 or 7 figures in dollars or yen? You mean dollars, right? Yeah, I know foreigners that have their own businesses in Japan that I don't really, I know some that are just like millionaires, and then I know some that are just like doing really well for themselves. I don't know if they're making 6 or 7 figures. Um, Hey, Kudo Diamonds, how are you? I do mostly lawyers or similar professionals, bankers, recruiters, consultants, etc. Oh. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, Purple Girl, you're in Japan? That's interesting. Yeah. So this other story, I made a skit. Like I've made so many skits. I took them down because they're like really cringy now. I still have some. Actually, I did a skit of my experience teaching like as an ALT, and um what like my more current employers before, like one of the people saw it and they asked like the manager to tell me like basically to take it down because I guess she thought it was about her. Yeah. Um yeah, so that happens. You really have to be careful making videos about like companies and in Japan. I'm telling you guys this as I'm doing it. Um, Not politically correct from the principal. Yeah, in my teen years, getting an awesome tan was the priority on spring break. Nah, the last one taken with the family a week before and after was taken 8 hours a day on the beach. Right? It's very different here. Like there are some Japanese people, especially like younger Japanese people, that really want to be tanned, and they'll go to the beaches, and yeah, they'll get tan. But then I think it's more of a majority for people to like have the umbrellas, and I think these are more like the middle-aged women, like like young middle age, like 30s, all the way up, all the way up, where they'll have like the umbrellas and they try to block the sun. They have like the long gloves so they don't get tanned. Millionaires, what kind of business they do? They have their own businesses. So they're different industries, but they have their own businesses. Flipping over every 45 minutes when I had to flip the tape. It is clear as to how long ago this was. Okay, so I have another ALT story. I was in an onsen in Asakusa with Korean and Japanese man awkward when you here. Okay. So, I didn't really intend to tell this story because I wanted to do another skit because I did this story before. And this one, oh, if someone asks me just like, what is the most frustrating experience you've had in Japan, like working in Japan, I would most likely think of this one. um, yeah, what did I write here? Yeah, teaching English in Japan is the Japanese English teacher correcting you on your English grammar and pronunciation in front of 35 students when the Japanese English teacher can't even speak English. So this happened. This happened. So I don't want to get frustrated. So I was working for the same company, the same dispatch company. And again, the rule is you do not correct the Japanese English language teacher, especially in front of the students. If you must, then you can do it in the teacher's room, but it's best not to do it. So, so I was teaching at this school. I was at the same school. I think it was the same school, guys. Maybe it's just like the school. I was teaching at this school, and there's like this older Japanese lady. She's a Japanese English language teacher lady. And towards the end, we became more cordial, but like this really made things rocky in the beginning because in her lesson, the students were reading like a textbook, and this was a more advanced junior high school English lesson. So the teacher, she had me open the book and she wanted me to read from the book, like the passage, right? And I I remember the whole sentence because like this one traumatized me so much. So the sentence was, Bill went to the fountain and drank the water, it's supposed to be. But when I said Bill went to the fountain and drank the, she told me, stop. She said, what? She didn't say stop. She said, what? And she said, please read again. Please read again. So I repeated, Bill went to the fountain and drank the, and she said, say the last word again. And I said, drank? And like when I said drink, she's like, no, 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 no. And this is when like before the students were like reading the book like slouched over and they're just like on the desk. But when she said, no, 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 the students like, are? And they started to like pay attention a little bit more. And I'm like really confused, just like, what? Like, can you imagine, like, you have a book you're reading, Bill went to the fountain and drank the water. No, 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 no. What? Like, I didn't understand, like, what is she saying? So the teacher, in front of all of the students, again, 35 students, she told me, she's like, no, that's wrong. And yeah, she said that's wrong. And I couldn't figure out just like what's wrong. And there's like really long pauses in between what she says because she's choosing her words very carefully in English because she's not fluent in English. So she's just like, no, 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 no. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I'm just like, what? I don't understand. Like, what's wrong? Like, is this the wrong book? Or like, is this the wrong page? Or like, I don't understand. And the teacher, she then asked me, what is past of drink? Drink. And I'm just like, drank? And in front of the entire class, she said, no, maybe in your English. And she pointed too, which is not common for Japanese people. She pointed, not like this, but she's just like, maybe in your English. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? Like, drink? What's the past of drink? Drink is the past of drink, right? Like, what is she talking about? I couldn't understand. And I was just, my head just like, it just couldn't piece together. My English, is this like a racial thing? Like, is this like, what does this mean? So then she said to the class, like, she was facing me, she's like, no, 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 maybe in your English. And then to the class, she says, the past of drink is drunk. Like, I can't make this up. What the fuck? Huh? Like, what? And I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, drunk. And at that time, I wasn't that accustomed to like Japanese English, like pronunciation, like drunk. What is drunk? Does she mean drunk? But, and like I was, because again, I come from business. I don't know how to teach, and I'm just like, drunk. Okay. So she must mean drunk. Drunk is past of drink. And like, I don't know grammar rules. I just speak English. So I'm just like, drink, drunk. Bill went to, but I'm reading like, how, like, what? And I'm like, my mind is going everywhere. And again, I have more than enough time to like think, because like when she talks to me, there's always such long pauses because she has to think really hard. And yeah, and she asked me again. So she's like, past of drink? And I'm just like, drank? No. And then she wrote on the board, she wrote, oh no, first I'm just like, there's 3 forms, because I'm confused and I know I'm not supposed to correct the teacher, but I'm trying to clarify something because I don't understand like what she's saying. Like I don't understand, and I'm just like there's 3 forms of drink, right? Drink, drank, drunk. And she's just like shaking her head, and like the students are just like, they are now like fully paying attention. Like before they were so bored, they're all like fully paying attention. They're just like, oh, and they're just like looking at each other, and they're just like looking at me and the teacher. And she wrote on the board, drink, drank, and drunk. And she pointed to each one, and she had me say each one. So she pointed to drink and drink. She pointed to drank, and I said drank. She's like, no, drunk. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not drunk. And then she pointed to drunk, and I'm just like, drunk? And she's like, no. And then the students made it so much worse because like I'm trying to save face for the teacher. Like after I realized, and it took forever for me to realize that she thought I was saying something wrong, because I'm just like, did she say I was wrong in reading? Am I on the wrong page? Like, I don't understand, because her English isn't good enough to explain to me like what is wrong. And so after I realized though that she thought my pronunciation was like incorrect, like I was the one at fault. And I started going back into just like, okay, how can I save face for her in front of the students? And the students made it so much worse. so much worse. Because when they started like smiling and laughing, they just like, sensei wakanai, sensei wakanai. Like the teacher doesn't understand. The teacher doesn't understand. And they start laughing at her, and I'm just like, fuck. And yeah, and she just wouldn't let it go. And I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to save you. Like, yeah, okay, like, and yeah, but it took me forever to realize that she was trying to correct me on my pronunciation. Because if it was like the other teacher where I just let it go and I just said the incorrect phrases, yeah, I could have done that. But like, it took me, I want to say like she wasted like a third of the lesson trying to correct me, and that one third, like more than half of that time, I was just like trying to figure out like what the fuck is she talking about, and like what. And yeah, like if I had known that she was trying to correct me, then I would have tried to like save face for her. But yeah, the damage was already done, and that connection, oh, that was burned. But it took like the whole school year towards the end. I don't know like if she looked it up or whatever. She never asked me to read again, by the way. But yeah, it took towards the end of the year, I guess because I was leaving that school. She started to become like more friendly with me, and she asked me like questions about like, I think it was like England. I'm just like, I'm not from England. I don't know anything about England. I've been to England before, but like I was younger, so I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that was, I think, yeah, the students definitely escalated that way bigger than it had to be. They were laughing so hard, and I felt bad. I felt really bad. But yeah, how are you gonna correct me? You can't even say drink right. You're saying drink, drink, and then dorank. What is that? And the worst part, not even the worst part, but like, not the worst part, that was the worst part, was being in front of the students. But I got so self-conscious about how I said drank that I went to the bathroom, I kept saying drink, drink. And then when I got home, I recorded myself, drink, drank. I was so self-conscious. Then my roommate came home, and she's Australian. I'm just like, and I wrote it down, I'm like, can you say these words, please? And yeah, she said it. And then I told her what had happened, and she like, she's just like, no, you said it, it's drink. And I left, and we were sharing a room, and I came back, she was recording herself too. But yeah, like I got so self-conscious after that. Even now, like today telling the story, I'm just like, drank. A, make sure I pronounce that A, drank. But like, yeah, drunkard. What are you guys saying? Wow, that's crazy, not politically offensive. Yeah, oh yeah. Flipping over every 45 minutes. Oh. So you can't correct them, but they can correct you on your own native language. Yeah, Kuro Diamond. Drunked. Drank. What? Drink, drank. Yeah, drunk, drunker. Maybe she was drunk. No, she was like an older Japanese lady. Is she trying to convey that excessive drinking was a big concern of office workers? Maybe she didn't understand the definition of drunk. No, she understood the definition, but she didn't understand the pronunciation, I guess. Ohayo gozaimasu. Oh, arigatou gozaimasu, Pierre. Arigato. Ohayo gozaimasu. Bill drank water. The water had been drunk. That's like saying bring brang when it should be brought. Yeah, exactly, right? Hey, J. Cruz. Bill drank beer and got drunk. Yeah, I'm thinking that this might have become a positive memory for those students. Maybe. Maybe. Do you remember that one time that foreign teacher corrected? What was her name? I shouldn't say her name. Well, it was a pretty common name in Japan, actually. Yeah. So that's my experience teaching in Japan. There's more. There's so much more. I just have to be careful. Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll say that again. Yeah, I think I could have organized this live stream definitely like a little bit better. Because like I have like all of these summaries that how I described like the whole stories. So another one I have is like working in Japan is not knowing what or yeah, what the president of your company looks like or who the president of your company is. So this has been my experience at all of the companies though that I've worked for. I don't know who the president of the company is, and they don't care enough about the employees, especially if you're a foreign employee, to even address you. So yeah. I think I can make like an edited video about these things, and definitely a skit. I love doing skits. I just don't have so much time to put them together recently. But yeah, so hearing all of this information, do you guys still want to come to Japan to be an ALT? When are you coming back to London? Hmm, I don't know. I don't think I have that many friends in London right now. I would have to make maybe more friends in London. Oh, well, London's nice though. I'm not, I prefer countries where like the culture is so different from mine. Because I get really bored of like American culture or just like English. I like the thing that I think the thing that kind of inhibits my Japanese studies is that when I understand something completely, or I understand it enough where it's not even a challenge, I get really frustrated. Like I hate monotony, and like not knowing something, not how to read it, and not knowing how to read, now I can't speak English, not knowing how to like read a kanji, or like not knowing how to like what words or vocabulary I should use in certain situations, like Japanese for going to the bank, or Japanese for going to the post office, or Japanese for opening an account somewhere. This keeps me on edge, and this helps make every day the best day of my life, because every day I remember what happened what happened that day, because I was like embarrassed because like I didn't say something correctly, or yeah, so I love these interactions. So I think if I was to go to another country, I definitely am looking at Africa, and I'm looking at Europe, but it would definitely have to be where they don't speak English so much as the main language. Yeah. Hey, it's a treat to watch you as you work through it. Believe this. I'm very grateful to be here. Oh, thank you so much for believing in yourself. I'm very grateful that you are here. Thank you. What other jobs can foreigners do well? What jobs can foreigners do well? Because I have stories about working with foreigners whose second language is English and they're not from Japan. Oh my God. This is like so annoying, but I have to save those stories. Yeah, I'll just tell you now, like when you work with someone who's second, like someone who's not Japanese, when you're working with a foreigner, and in America, I had to work with many foreigners whose second language was English, and they were really good with like technical words, but they weren't really good at making conversations. But it's so frustrating believing and thinking that someone understands you and understands the task at hand and understands what they're supposed to do so to make your job easier, and then you realize they don't motherfucking know how to like this, how to like, what is it in Japanese, like kukyo yomu, like reading the air between English words. So in Japanese they have a phrase for it. In English I don't think we have a phrase for it, but I think we do it, is like understanding the like hidden meaning of a phrase. And we do this a lot in English, we just, I guess we don't focus on it. Like when someone says just like I guess I should go, like if someone is over your house and it's getting late, I guess I should go. Sometimes it's not because that we want to leave, it's more like we understand that we don't want to hold you up. Stuff like this. And many people who learn English as a second language from like other countries, they don't understand how to like read the air in English. And Lord God Almighty, like make me religious. I have a, this probably makes up a lot of my notebook. Sorry, that was a rant because like it really frustrates me. Guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please, please, please. And if you're not subscribed so far or yet, please hit that subscribe button. Where would you go in Europe? So I was in Switzerland in January. Just for a little bit. I really liked it. I met so many people like very quickly, and I realized that there is a Centrix. I don't know if he's here right now. A Centrix, he's a subscriber, and he like messaged me like, let's meet up, and I was already gone. So yeah, I don't like telling people where I'm going to be when I'm there or when I'm going there. but I think occasionally I should tell people, like, so I can meet up with you guys. I think it would be fun to meet up with you guys. So I would like to go back to Switzerland. I would like to go to Germany and Austria. So, but top of my list though is probably Croatia. I really want to go to Croatia and Tanzania because again, I've been contacting so many YouTubers in Tanzania, and yeah, so I feel like if I was to go to Croatia, I have a few contacts there, and Tanzania, I have some contacts there. So yeah, understanding the implied meaning. Thank you, believe in yourself. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The implied meaning. Um, where would you? Oh, Germany was bad for English teachers. Yeah. Contextual meaning. When I was in Japan, my London accent made me feel like a celebrity. Japanese people always wanted to talk with me and correct their English. Yeah, between the lines. Is that like button? Like button hit? I hella want to visit Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland was beautiful. I have so many like pictures and video clips, but now it's not relevant to my channel. Maybe I'll post them on Instagram. I posted some on Patreon, but I don't know. I do warn women regularly to be direct with me. Those who wish to romance me, that is, I have no clue when it comes to those signals. Yeah. Sakura Rain! Hisashiburi, how are you? Oh my god, in May, I would love to meet up with you. That would be fun. I'm so excited for you. I hope you're doing really well. So, I have 9 more minutes for this live stream. I want to know, like, I think I could have did the delivery better for this live stream and like the stories. I can work on that. But if there are more maybe teaching horror stories, I have so many. But I have to be careful. But if you guys like the story time live streams, please let me know. Because I want to, again, these live streams are weekly now. So I want to know, like, what do you guys want to discuss every week? I can do stories. I can do, we can exercise together, challenges. I really want to take you guys outside so you can see Japan with me, but I don't have the hookup, like the whole setup for like live streaming outside. And if I use my data, like, whew, it's gonna cost a lot of money, and it's probably gonna be like slow and laggy for you guys. Taiwan is on my list. I have friends there. Oh, yeah, I have many friends. Actually, my best friends, two of my best friends are Taiwanese. One of my friends, I grew up with her. We've been friends now for like, what, 15 years or so. I love Taiwanese. I love Taiwanese people. They're just like really understanding. And that's like positive racism. Like, yeah, I have like positive racism towards Taiwanese people. And it's like I haven't been proven wrong yet, but yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to go to Taiwan now, though, in reality, because of like the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, and then like China. I'm pretty sure like China's watching the situation in Ukraine and Russia, and like depending on what happens, they may like invade or like attack Taiwan. So I'm nervous. Can we just get on a plane and go, right? Are the restrictions over? I want to go to Fiji. Fiji would be nice. Still down, I think. I'm a student. Oh yeah, students. Students. Did it change? I'm not sure if it changed, but I hadn't. College Indian professor that was super intelligent but had pronunciation issues, and it was brutal getting through lectures. He'll say words and phrases that throw off his. Oh my God! So that reminds me. Miss Hannah, 4th grade English teacher in Maryland. I'm not going to say the specific place where. Miss Hannah was from the South. This is like an American English, American horror story, I guess. As a student, so I didn't really study that much in school. I just basically remembered everything, and I did pretty decently on my tests. But for my English tests, I would do so poorly. I didn't understand why, because I would read the dictionary, and I read a whole lot. And I realized, so I started studying, like, and I didn't study. I wasn't that type of student that studied, but I started studying for my English test in 4th grade with Miss Hannah. And this, still angry about it. She was from the South. She had an accent, and the reason why I was misspelling all of the words, like all of the words for each test, was because of her accent. So I remember, like, and I would know all these words. My mom would even like help me. My mom would quiz me and I would spell them out and I would always get it perfectly. And then for her test, for example, oh, water. Water was one of the spelling words. Water. She said water, water. I spelled it Waader. And when I showed my mom the test, because like I failed again, my mom was just like, what is water? And I realized it. That was the test where I realized it was her accent. It wasn't me, it was her accent. And I'm just like, she said water, but she said it like water. So I spelled it Waader. But if you told me to spell water, I know how to spell water. Like my English capabilities, my spelling capabilities when I was younger was pretty good. Not trying to brag, but it was pretty damn good. Yeah, but her accent, and for Wednesday, she said Wednesday. What did she say? Wednesday. Because I spelled it with an I. I did Winsday, but I know how to spell Wednesday. Wednesday. I knew how to spell it. My mom helped me too. So see ya, Sakurarin. Yeah, that was Miss Hannah. Yeah, so I understand your pain, King. I got it. Shouldn't be so. UK has opened up, no restrictions. Welcome everyone. Yeah, water. No, I spelled it Waader, not waiter. I spelled it Waa. Ah, so I did poorly in her English class just because of her damn accent. Your delivery today feels as though it would encourage comments from those less confident with their English, increasing the feeling of inclusion. I hope so. I really hope so. I definitely see like how I could have improved this live stream. So I would like to try again next time. But if you guys like these like story time videos, just let me know so I know that I can continue with these like story time live streams. Otherwise, like I'm trying to think of like a subject matter that we can constantly do or do pretty frequently. So Wooter. Hey Jazz, finally home. Hey Andy, welcome home. Okairi. Did you go to the gym today? Ah, have a glass of water. Yeah. By the way, like after these live streams, like I don't really talk that much because I don't know. I really feel like I've kind of lost confidence in speaking well in front of people. Like I have the confidence to speak in front of people, but when I'm speaking for like long periods of time, like I feel like I can't use my vocabulary to its wide ability. Like I don't even know what to say there. I yeah, so I kind of lost confidence in like speaking so much. So I don't really speak that much, and I'm more of a listener by nature anyway. So every time I have these live streams, I showed it in one video like a while back when I was living in the guest house. I showed you guys after the live stream, but I have to like exercise my jaw because I'm not used to speaking so much. And yeah, like I feel like I'm rambling most of the time, and yeah, but right now like my tongue, my mouth is getting dry. So your story time was very funny. I'm glad you thought it was. Like which one? The first story, the second story, the last one? I think yeah, delivery that is. Oh, thank you for the story times. Believe in you speak. Do you still kick it with it? Hmm? Dasuke? Oh, do you mean Dasuke? Daisuke? Daichi? Who do you mean, King? Because I do like actually I'm hanging out Daichi and I we will be doing sword fighting. Oh, and with Oriental Pearl, we'll be doing sword fighting coming up like what next week? It'll be fun. So Daichi, I don't know are you talking about Daichi? But Daichi is an actor and he just got finished doing this like film, this samurai film. It's really cool. We were hanging out the other day too. So yeah, I still hang out with Daichi, if that's what you mean. Daisuke, I don't think you guys ever met Daisuke. But yeah, I still talk to him. I hung out with his girlfriend just last week. It was my day off and I just Netflixed and chilled up until a few hours ago. Ooh. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, Jay. Bow wow or I don't your nails are nice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I finally now like know how to use these nails because originally like ugh It was messy. Everything was messy. This I can relate to. Being in this apartment almost all the time means my typing is my speaking, ne? To actually use my voice to remember I did vocal training is tough. Yeah. Only under one condition. I will go full throttle. I feel the same as I work in a call center and have 70, 80 calls a day. Yeah. I don't think I can do that. Okay, guys. She need drink water from speak. Dasque from the dorm? Dasque. I don't know anyone named Dasque. I know Daisuke, but I don't think I ever made a video with Daisuke, but you may have seen him if you watched Tikyo Stamp. Actually, maybe he was in the video. And then I hang out more with Daichi though. Daisuke. And then also Masato. Masato and I, we got sushi the other day. Daisuke. 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 I think maybe you mean Daichi. 1, 2, and 3, all stories are funny. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Guys, I have to start heading out so I can make more content for you guys. See, I have to organize my time. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, if you like these stories, please just let me know and in the comments section so I know we can do another story time next time, and I'll work on the order and the delivery and everything, because I had my notes, so I basically studied the old videos that I made, because I made videos about these in the past, but I cringe when I watch them. I cringed a lot when I was watching them, and then like watching the videos I remembered like everything. I'm just like, oh god. But the drunk video, like I cannot ever forget that one, but watching the video helps me like remember certain details. Yeah, but yeah, let me know like if there's any, if you want to hear more working in Japan horror stories, because I have so many and I just have to be careful with them, or what other stories do you want to know, like dating in Japan stories or like, because you guys like dating, and I know like being black is a very common topic. Yeah, just let me know if you guys, what type of stories you want to hear, or what other type of live streams you want to do. Please let me know in the comment section, and thank you guys so much for joining me today. That's what old videos are for. Yeah, the one who smoked, oh yeah, that's Daichi. Yeah, Daichi is the one that smoked weed. I made a video with him. It was in a restaurant. It's kind of yellow, but I'll try to work on that one. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. I will see you again next week on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Japan time. Take care. Bye. Mwah! I hope today's the best day of your life. How do I turn this thing off? Here. Okay.